Hello, and thanks for joining me on another episode of Simply Saturday, where I get to show you a card that is fast and easy to make. Hi, my name is Julie. I can be found at my website, stampwithjuliebaum.com. I do have a current host code, so if after today's video, if you're interested in purchasing any products, I would love to help you out with that, and you can simply visit my website, click on Shop Now, and it will take you right to my online store. Let's jump into today's project. I'm going to be using the Nothing's Better Than stamp set. Now, this is not a brand new set in the new annual catalog that was just released. This is May of 2022. So it has been around for a previous catalog or two, but it remains a favorite. And at the very end of today's video, I'm going to show you some other cards, quite a variety, that I have made with these products, and you might like those as well. So for today's card, our quick and easy card, I'm starting with a piece of basic white cardstock. This is thick cardstock, and it is 8.5 by 5.5. And I've scored it down the center at 4 1/4. This card is going to open this way, so the fold is going to be at the top. And then I've taken some cardstock and trimmed it down just a little bit. So the first one, this is Daffodil Delight, and I have trimmed it down to 5 1/4 inches by 4. We're going to attach that to the front of our card. What is really fun about this particular design, you can really use any colors that you want. So I'm going to be using 3 shades of yellow, but you could use 3 shades of any color. You could even just do all the same color. You don't have to have 3 shades. So you can choose your colors based on what you have on hand, or based on your mood, whatever you feel like using. I was kind of in a yellow, black, and white mood today, so you're going to see here in a little bit, we're going to pull in the black and white gingham ribbon. So that's what got me started. For the next layer, I'm going to take a piece of basic white cardstock, and this is cut down just a tiny bit more. So this piece is 5 inches by 3 3/4, and we can go ahead and attach that as well. I am using our multi-purpose liquid glue, which is one of my favorites. A little goes a long way, so you want to make sure that you don't over apply your glue. You'll know that you're over applying your glue if you start to get wrinkles. If your paper kind of is all budgy and wrinkled, then you're using way too much. So all you need is a thin line all around the edges and across the middle, and you can attach your layers. All right, then what I have are 3 pieces of cardstock. These measure 1.5 by 3.5, and here are my shades of color. So I have a piece of So Saffron. I have a piece of Daffodil Delight, which is the same as this layer here. And then I have a piece of Crushed Curry. So you can see my yellows just kind of vary from light to dark. These are the pieces that are going to get stamped on. So let's do that next. Today's project only uses 1 ink pad, and it's just a black ink pad. So that also contributes to our fast and easy. All right. Now what I'm going to do is use a variety of images. Let's see. It's actually just the outline images. And I'm going to give you a reference by looking again at the stamp set cover. So for instance, the cookie has 2 images. It has the outline and then the inside, which can be filled in. And the cards that I'm going to show you at the end represent that really well. Then there's the coffee cup, which has the outside and the inside. The chocolates have the outline, the inside, etc. So I'm only using the outline images on this particular project. So we'll start with the cookie, and I want random stamping here. So I'm going to do a couple of cookies on this piece. Also rotating my stamp. A couple of cookies on this one, and I do want them to kind of be in different spots. And a couple cookies on this one. You can start with whichever of the 3 stamps that you want. We're going to be using cookies, chocolates, and coffee. All right, so I can put my cookie stamp aside. That one is done. Next, I will come in with the coffee cup. And I'm going to put one here. And I'm going to leave that one. On this one, I'm going to probably have 2 coffee cups. Let's go here and down here. And then here, let's see where this is going to fit best. I want one really good one right here. All right, that leaves us time and space for our chocolates outline. So this one, I'm going to come in sideways on the edge here and fill that space. And then up here, kind of at that angle. Whoop. All right, so we've got this one done. Over here, I want to change things up a little bit. So I'm going to come in this way. And one down here. And then our final piece, let's kind of turn this on its head and do some upside down chocolates up here. And some straight ones in here. All right, so again, quite random just with those images. Now, we're going to put them back in order. They kind of got a little out of order. I'm going to start with the middle piece when I mount it onto my card. And the reason for that is it's a little bit easier to monitor your spacing. So once I get this piece on here, I can attach the pieces on the side and just adjust as I go. If you start from the left or the right and work your way across, you're more prone to have problems with your spacing between the strips. All right, so let's start in the middle. This is the Daffodil Delight piece. And at this point, then I'm going to kind of eyeball center. Of course, if you are really, really fussy about it, you could measure it. But especially on a quick and easy card, I don't want to take the time to measure. So I'm eyeballing top to bottom, borders as well as side to side. This is going to be pretty forgiving too, you'll see. Okay, now you can go either way. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the right and add the crushed curry piece. Now I've got my top and bottom kind of already established from the first piece, and I can eyeball my measurement, my border in between and over here to get it again by eye about as straight and equal as I can. And then the last piece, this is the Saffron piece. Let's get it in place. So kind of what we did with our stamping on the colored cardstock is we created kind of a wallpaper print or a wrapping paper print that's just random and fills the cardstock. All right, so I'm going to come over here with this one and get it into place. All right, so turning that over, giving it a good press. All right, now let's go ahead and put a sentiment on here, and that's going to just kind of make this pop. So I have a scrap of basic white cardstock. I'm going to bring in this punch, which for the moment, I'm forgetting what this is called. So in the description at the end of the video or at the bottom, I will put the name of this punch in. I don't know why I'm blanking on what it's called. All right, so I'm going to punch that out. and stamp the words. I'm choosing "You Make Everything Better." So it kind of is hinting at the fact that not only maybe does your friend make everything better, but all of these things certainly make things better too. Chocolate, cookies, and coffee. All right, so on my tag, I'm going to stamp a little bit over towards the left. And the reason for that is I want to leave space here to go ahead and punch a hole. This is just a standard hole punch, like from an office supply store or from Amazon. And I'm going to punch a hole over here in the right side, which is where I'm going to put my ribbon. All right, an easy ribbon trick is, and this is only about 4 inches of ribbon, so it just doesn't take a lot. Take your 2 cut ends of the ribbon and put them together. Feed them through your hole from the back to the front. And then at this point where you have, turn this over, get that ink out of view. At this point where you have a loop right here, you're going to tuck the 2 cut ends back through the loop and pull them through like that. Then you can gently tug on these loose ends. And I say gently because you don't want it to rip that hole out of your cardstock. And it also even helps if you will pull one and then the other gently. You have a little bit more tug power there without risk of pulling it right out of the paper. All right, then at that point, I'm going to trim these ends up a little bit. I'm going to use some really sharp scissors for this so I get nice crisp ends. Like so. Then we're going to take our tag and figure out a placement. You know what? I'm going to actually trim those a little bit more. At the end of this video, when I show the other cards, I used a different tag shape that was smaller, and it actually left me a little bit more room. So I'm just sliding this one over a little bit more than I expected. All right, so it's going to almost be centered, but I don't want it quite centered. So we're going to do this. You could certainly use dimensionals on the back if you want, but for our quick and easy card on a Simply Saturday, I'm just going to glue it flat. I am going to use some tear and tape, and the reason for that is because of this knot right here. It's a little bit thick, and so I really want it to stick down to my card very, very well. I don't want to have a chance of it pulling up. Okay, so I've got my tear and tape on the back. This is going to go right about there. And we can certainly stop at that point for a quick and easy card, but let's bring in a little bit of embellishment. I actually just got these. These are brand new. They're called Glossy Dots Assortment. And I want to see if the yellow is going to look good. If it's not, then rhinestones would certainly be a good choice, which when are rhinestones not a good choice? So I kind of like this. They're a little bit bright, but I'm kind of liking it. So I'm going to go with the smallest size dot and just put, I'm going to use a trio of dots. So, ooh, I do want one on my tag. All right, so I'm going to start with that one because I want that one for sure. Then, nope, I'm going to be bold. I'm going to take the medium size one next and go over here. And then the large one, which is actually now going to be the brightest looking against my palest paper. So that's going to give it some pop. And let's put this one here. So I've got kind of a triangle or a trio of embellishments, which is also really pleasing to the eye. So there you have it. There is our card for the day. And let me bring in another one that is almost identical. This one is made just with some different colors. So this one ended up, I believe this is pumpkin pie, mango melody, and crushed curry. Does that look like crushed curry? It does. So here's another kind of play on the same card, just with different colors. Now let's change direction, and I'm going to go ahead and show you other cards made with the Nothing's Better Than stamp set and the coordinating dies. So here's another simple card. Oh, and I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to number these as I show them. And if you are excited about learning how to make any of these next cards, you can leave a comment with the number of the card that you would like me to do a card tutorial on. All right, that'll be really fun. So here's card number 1, we'll call it. This one also could be a Simply Saturday card because it's very easy and you can choose which color to use. I used Granny Apple Green. Card number 2 is this one, which is a beautiful card and features the chocolate die cut. So this is going to be card number 2. Card number 3 is Bright and Cheery. This again has a random stamping, a lot like we did today, only with the coffee cup alone, and then a little focal point. Card number 4 is going to be this one in the classic brown, pink, and white, which just screams bakery and coffee. Card number 5 is this one. And I'm also going to show you a variation of that one. So card number 5, Love You More Than Coffee, and it has this cute print. Card number 5 also can look like this. This one has the cookies featured instead of the coffee cups and a rainbow stripe for the designer paper. So let's see, where are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is card 5. This card was featured as one of our projects at Stamp Club this month, May of 22. All of the gals in club made this card. All right, that one's number 5. Number 6 is this card, which has a beautiful ombre, almost a sunset look. That one is card 6. Card 7 has been seen before if you play along and do Stamp and Bingo with me via Facebook Live. This is card 7 and has those cute cookies featured. Card 8 was another Stamp Club card just this week. And this one is an easel card. So it pops up like so to stand on someone's desk or tabletop. Let's see, 5, 6, 7. I think this was card 8. I better check since we're going to keep track. 1, 2, 3, 4. Card 5 had a variation. 6, 7. This one is card 8. And the last one for today, this one is card 9. And this one was extra fun. Also a card that we did at Stamp Club this week. The cute little brick embossing folder, and then a little bit of highlight, and of course the cute coffee cups and the die cut words. So if you liked any of those cards at the end, be sure and leave me a comment with which card number you would like to learn how to make, and I will be more than happy to create a video that shows it. And then of course we'll put here at the end our card of the day for Simply Saturday, episode 16. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate when you tune in. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. I appreciate your support very much. And again, you're welcome and invited to visit my website. And if you're going to place an order between now and the end of the month, here is the current host code that you will insert into the box at checkout. Thanks for watching. See you next time.